I watched, America watched, Aaron Rodgers and the Packers looked absolutely abysmal yesterday against Brady and the Buccaneers. And it reminds me of something that has always concerned me about Green Bay's star quarterback. Aaron Rodgers now, this is fascinating, has lost by 14 or more points now 19 times in his career. Russell Wilson, 6. But this is even more damning. Aaron Rodgers, for all his talent, and this has been a well-run organization. Let's not make this into the Lions or Jaguars. Aaron Rodgers has a losing record when he trails at any point in a football game. Could be 1 minute in. Mahomes, Lamar Jackson have won 65% of their games, and we think Lamar doesn't play well from behind. Jimmy G, 62% winning when he trails at any point. Brady, Russell Wilson, Big Ben. Tebow has a winning record. Aaron Rodgers, my friends, is a front runner. When the going gets tough, he bails. Brady's a baller. Aaron's a bailer. Don't you think that's crazy? The second he threw that second interception, he changed. He was out. Short, safe passes, protecting my legacy, protecting my stats. He'd never admit it. But this is another example. This is happening too often now. The last 4 times this team has lost, my bad, make it 5. They've been shelled. This team's too talented to get shelled. You can lose. Last year they got crushed by Philly, run over, crushed by the Chargers, crushed twice by San Francisco, now crushed by Tampa. They're the classic fighter. They get into the octagon, and when somebody hits them back, they are out. Aaron is a different quarterback when he trails. He is not a foxhole guy. He's talented. He's a Hall of Famer. He's gifted. He's got a great arm. But Tom Brady is defined. His most defining 2 games are the Atlanta Super Bowl when he trailed 28-3 in the third quarter. That was the defining Brady moment. He went to even another level. And then he trailed the Seahawks by 10 in the fourth quarter. Aaron Rodgers can't win those games. I mean, he can, but he wouldn't. If you look at Patrick Mahomes and Russell Wilson, they are now beginning to be defined by their ability to come back from double-digit losses, double-digit deficits. Aaron Rodgers has a losing record if he trails by even a point at any point in the game. That's brutal. He's ranked 30th since the 50s in that stat. 30th. Is he the 30th best quarterback during that time? You can't blame defenses and coaching. He's had 2 coaches now. This is now teams become their quarterback. Teams become their quarterback and their coach. This is now Green Bay's identity. That when you punch them back, they fold. They are out. Runaway Rodgers. Great with a lead. Great when comfortable. But that's not how you win Super Bowls. Patrick Mahomes trailed in the fourth quarter of last Super Bowl. Brady's been defined by coming back from big deficits in the second half. I mean, if you can only win Super Bowls when you lead 5 minutes in, that can happen. They've got 1, but that's not the NFL. If you go look at just yesterday, just go look at what happened yesterday, the fight Carson Wentz had, the fight we've seen from Russell Wilson. I got to tell you, I don't want to hear any excuses. The Packers now, I can't unsee that. And this has now become the identity of Aaron Rodgers. He's a bailer. He's a front runner. This team is really talented. You cannot be getting blown out in your last 4 losses. And I'm not saying you don't have bad games. I mean, yesterday, there are times you show up and Buffalo last week, good team. It just goes sideways. But 10-0, doing hip thrusts, second interception, and Green Bay stops, changes, alters. Derek Carr and Ryan Tannehill. I'll repeat, Derek Carr and Ryan Tannehill have more fourth quarter comebacks historically than Aaron Rodgers. That's brutal. That is brutal. Here's Aaron's excuse afterwards.
You don't ever want to lose like this. I feel like we needed a little bit of a wake-up call at some point this season because things have been so good. And there's been so much talk, maybe outside the building, about the ease with which we're, moving the ball on offense and scoring. And, I think we need to kind of a kick in the ass a little bit as a little bit of a wake up to, stop feeling ourselves so much and get back to the things that got us this position.
It's not a we thing. It's an Aaron thing. Don't point any fingers. This is who you are. We got 10 years now. This is what defines you. Brady's a baller. You're a bailer. You are not there. That second interception, the temperature in that huddle changed. On that sideline changed. This is who Aaron is. Hall of Fame, first ballot, great talent. And he knows it, by the way. That's why he gets so prickly with the media. He knows it. He knows it. He was all hip thrusts early. Second pick, shut it down. Didn't have any fight in him. Quit in the octagon. All right, let's shift to this. We can officially announce it's okay. 3 different head coaches for the Cleveland Browns. Baker Mayfield is the problem. It is not their running backs. It is not their offensive line. It is not their coaching staff. Baker Mayfield is holding this team back. They've had 3 different head coaches. All of these coaches have been offensive head coaches. You generally don't get that as a quarterback. And I still think this team goes 9-7 and can make the playoffs. But we've had 3 different head coaches. Baker Mayfield's career, 59 touchdowns, 41 picks. That's what he is. In the last 2 years, 32 touchdowns, 27 picks. That's a franchise liability. Listen, Carson Wentz lost to Baltimore yesterday. But he looked like a man who was fighting for his life to the very end. He was never overwhelmed. I've seen Deshaun Watson lose games. I've seen offensive lines fold. Baker Mayfield looks tiny. He looks like a little boy playing with bigger older brothers. He looks completely overwhelmed. And the Steelers' game plan told you exactly what they thought of Baker. Put heat on him, he'll fold like a deck chair. He cannot be your franchise quarterback. I don't think this GM and this coach are going to pick up the option, the 5th-year option. They'll do a Trubisky. He's the problem now. You don't get a 4th head coach. This coaching staff is excellent. This running game is excellent. These wide receivers are excellent. The pass rush for Cleveland is very good. They're not a great team on the back end due to injuries, but we got to stop now. The 2 times they've faced excellent teams this year, they've been outscored 76-13. Baker's the issue now. Now, they're not going to announce it, just like Chicago protected Trubisky. You don't announce it, then a bad half. But I said when he came into this league, he was Case Keenum with a better arm. And I like Case Keenum, but he looks overwhelmed. Like, there are guys in this league that the offensive line protection's terrible. Carson Wentz. I've seen Deshaun Watson where things break down. But those are men fighting for their life, surrounded by suboptimal options. Cleveland is loaded. Pro Football Focus has their offensive line. 4 of 5 guys are highly graded. And yesterday, Pittsburgh just told you, this kid can't handle heat. He can't handle it. And he can't. And he's the issue now. You don't get a 4th head coach. They're going to protect him. But inside that organization, just like Chicago knew the truth with Trubisky, inside that organization, they know it. Police video, goofy medical staff call out, Duke Johnson call out, too many turnovers, too many commercials, not enough focus, looks small, undersized, overwhelmed when the offensive line breaks down. This is not a team. And I like Cleveland's talent. I think it's excellent offensively. I think it's elite offensively. This can't be what's happening when you face Baltimore and Pittsburgh. It can't look like that. It can't look like that. Here's Stefanski protecting Baker afterwards.
I didn't want to see him get hit one more time. I didn't do a good enough job allowing him to be put in those positions. So it's something that I have to do way better. I can't let him get hit like that.
Heard the same thing in Chicago. People make decisions before they announce it publicly. That GM and that coach, they know the truth. By the way, I saw Joe Burrow yesterday. Joe Burrow's really good. I don't care he's not winning. He's really good. Lamar Jackson appears to have hit a ceiling. He's still really talented. Ben's on fire. You can't build a franchise if you have the fourth most talented quarterback in a division. They're going after a new guy. They're just not telling anybody yet. They could use Sam Darnold. That's what they really could use, some Sam Darnold.